What's going on, guys? Welcome to Cruising with Kevin. So I decided I was going to sign up for this hot rod garage day. Um, Looks like it's going to be a good time. They're only invited 100 cars. I think this is the first year they've ever actually invited outside cars. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a good time. They're actually filming a show there, I believe, at the same time. So we'll see how that all goes, but I got to get my car running better. So I messaged a mechanic that has my Ford 9-inch there. I'd like to get that thing installed in this so I have a better gear ratio. Don't have to worry as much about breaking something too. And then the other thing is this carburetor. I'm gonna pull it off. Probably try to clean it or order parts for it to clean it and probably change jets and things like that. I need to figure out some sort of a Y pipe or something so I can get this AFR gauge working and not melting my shifter cable as well, and figure that situation out. So there's a handful of things here. It's not tons of bigger things, but I've been like super busy. I went to Montana and back, so that's like a 4 or 5, I guess, took me for the better part of the week there. So pretty much burned up that. Haven't had time to really work on anything this week, so I'm going to pull the air cleaner off here, and I guess I'll check what number it is. I'm assuming it's a 4150, but I'm not positive, so gonna do that right now. So let's get to it, guys. Okay, guys, so I know for sure it's missing like 100 horsepower, like realistic 100 horsepower. So I'm trying to determine where that is. And so there's a couple things. I don't have no idea about these carbs. So first thing here though, if you guys, let me try to shake the car and I'll see if I can show you guys. You guys can kind of see that. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video here. See that side a little bit? I'll try to shake that again. So it's not even halfway up in the window when it was before. So I don't know if that means it's draining off. Again, that could be different reasons. It shouldn't be leaking back into the engine. Another thing is it has this Holley intake on it. And I'm wondering, because these are rec port heads, I'm wondering if this is for a cathedral port head. I don't know if the two would work together, like if there was a mistake made like that, or if it would just leak or whatever. But so I don't know. I'm kind of contemplating if I should just like take this off. If I should just take the intake off and just verify that for sure, or if I could see some other way. I guess if I had a camera I could probably tell, but there's a couple other little things here that I don't like too much. Like I noticed, which I actually think I have a new one for it, like a used one, but you can see it's rubbed through there. That was before I got it. I just noticed it on the way out, heading to the races there. Probably not affecting anything, but not the best to leave it like that. So I also have this Holley 750 that actually came with this engine. So I bought this engine carb to pan. Yeah. So I actually didn't use it specifically because the exhaust was black. Sorry, not the exhaust. Just take a look at this, see if we can see if there's any stampings on it. But yeah, so when I pulled the spark plugs on this one, it was like super black too. So then I thought, well, maybe there's something wrong with this carb, but I don't think there is. I mean, this thing looks pretty clean. So I'm kind of almost like tempted to try to just swap them around and see what happens here, but that's just kind of thinking on that there. So anyways, I need to figure out exactly what kind of body this is, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, I decided before I was going to pull the carb off this thing. I actually haven't had any time. I literally started doing something the other day and then I got pulled away, and then it's been a couple of days when I got home here. I was just hanging out with the wife and kids here, so today I actually had to work kind of from home here. So I really only had like a day to kind of hang out there. Didn't really have a chance to work on my carb, but I want to take it for a burn before I take the carb off of it and see if it's gonna run a lot more significant number here, exactly how it is, because I'd like to just kind of see, like, is it, then I'll know if it's like picks up like, you know, half a second in the quarter mile or something. Well, that's like 50 horse, right? So see if it's just like really was like the heat and the air and all that stuff was that bad or whatever. But that's what I'm kind of thinking. So I'll show you what I'm dealing with here right now. Okay, so this is what kind of happened at the track there. Sorry about that. The shifter cable ended up getting melted on the other end, and it's been acting up for a long time. So when they gave me this new cable, it doesn't push all the way through here, and I'm going to deal with this properly later. See how that right one's kind of like butterflied out? Well, this one won't. It won't push all the way through. It's like the cable's thicker, like some sort of Chinese cable or whatever. So I either try to buy another cable that's probably going to be the same issue, or else I try to grind that out a little bit, maybe with the die grinder or something. So I haven't fully decided yet, but so for right now, I'm just going to throw the clamp on it here. That's what I did at the track there, and it worked for a handful of races there. So then I'm going to take it out for a burn and see how it's going to work. Okay, so that tire might be a hair low. I might put a little bit of air in that just to go for a little cruise here. I always disconnect the battery because I don't trust this car with all this wiring the way it is, just sitting in the garage here. So I think I'm going to top it up with, top off the air in the back tires just a little bit there, because I had them down at 12 pounds and it looks like it might have lost a bit of air just sitting around here. So I'll put some air in that tire and then go for a little cruise here. Okay, so I pulled this back squirter out and you can see in there, and that's probably some of the reason why this thing doesn't have any power, because I bet you all these jets and air blades are plugged. So I'm just gonna try to clean this one just for the heck of it. Looks like it is a 35, so it wasn't squirting at all. So I'll see if I can clean that up a little bit and then go for a burn here. Okay, of course, simple things. What I was gonna do, just simple. Let me try to get a better view of that. If you could look at Exhibit A there, there is no threads left there. I don't even know how that was staying in there. So that's gonna be an issue. I don't know how I'm going to fix that issue. Dang. Okay, go wide open throttle.
Like just turn it on?
No, just push the gas pedal all the way. Just keep holding it, don't let go. Smoking from the gas, but pretty sure. I think this is what the problem is. Okay, you guys can see the throttle linkage is wide open here. The secondaries are basically not open. If you guys can see that in the video there, but like barely cracked, and even the fronts aren't even standing up and down. So I'll show you for comparison purposes here to the 750 that I have. If you were to put this on the stand, let's see if I can do this by myself. Okay, you go open, both of those throttle blades are wide open up and down. So that's where all the power is. So something is not quite right here. I don't know why. You're still right to the floor? So you guys can see there. So, I mean, unless you've pretty much got your foot slammed to the floor there, you got no secondaries. So it's like driving around with a two barrel. So that's, I guess, what's going on then.
All right, guys, I wanted to be driving this thing right now, but when I pulled the squirters out, it stripped the threads out for that. So then when I started it up, I realized the secondaries aren't opening. So that's going to be pretty much useless, and I don't want to take a chance to hurt the motor. That explains why at wide open throttle, it seemed like it was like basically just air. So I'm going to pull this carb off, and then I think I'm probably going to try the other one just because I have it. I might switch the bowls on it. I'm not sure here, but I think that one probably has too small of jets in it. So take this one off there and then see how that goes. Okay, so there's an adjustment in this deal here. We adjusted it out here. It's basically got a slide. I thought the slack was mostly out of it, but it looks like it might not have been. So we pulled out quite a bit here. So we're going to try this again. You can go wide open. Oh, there's my problem. So apparently, oh, hang on. We're going to flood it. Are you all the way down? Okay, I think we established the problem there. So, just like that, 100 more horsepower. It's like super hard to record in here, but we're going to take it for a cruise now. It already sounds like louder than I had it open to just burn some of the fuel out there from us spraying it. We're going to go for a little cruise. Plugging the draggy to here. Which one? Yep. Just gotta like actually fiddle with it a little bit. Okay, you guys probably can't hear, but I had to take my mic off because I couldn't get my phone to stay on that mount here, but I'm gonna go for a little cruise here and hopefully don't get recorded. Okay, so here's where we're at. Once we opened the secondaries there and we got that figured out, I didn't really do anything else to it. But yeah, found the missing power there. As soon as I got on it, I could tell right away it had way more. It bogs right out of the hole. Like when I roll into it, it's like bogs and then goes. So what happened was there, I'll show you guys that in the video here because we recorded it. We did a draggy pass and it ran like a 1260 something, I believe, at 123 mile an hour. That's like fast. That was like what I actually was like hoping this thing would run, but I just didn't anticipate it would actually run. So we let a little air out of the tires because it just blazed the tires for the first, like, I don't know, probably 100 feet. So let a little air out. I don't have a gauge with me. We're going to do one pass and then probably head back because this thing's so loud you can hear it from everywhere, but probably do a pass down here, heat up the tires a little bit just to get a little bit of temperature in them. Hopefully I got enough air out of them. I think I probably still have too much, but yeah, I've never seen this car ever, the whole time I owned it, ever spin the tires with a drag slick on it. I used to run them around at like 28 pounds or whatever, and it would just dead hook because it didn't have enough power. So this should be interesting. Yeah, we're going to make a pass here. Okay, so a couple things we found. I noticed it sounded like it was leaking out of the exhaust there, and 3 of the bolts on that side and 3 of the bolts on this side for the headers were loosened out. Look how pretty those headers are now that they've been heated up though. So I snugged those up, but you can see it looks like it actually blew out the gasket on this side. So I'm not sure why, because I actually cycled the heat once there, like after I warmed it up. I think I showed that in the last video. And I re-tightened them. I'm always scared to pull the threads out on these aluminum heads, so I don't know if there's something I can do better. Maybe I need to Loctite them or something like that. Yeah, so that was that problem. But we did find our missing horsepower. We could not get this thing to hook up at all. It's got open headers, and I didn't want to go crazy. We found a back road. We were out in the middle of nowhere there. I made the first pass just seeing what it would do there. So yeah. We had the draggy with us there. We made the first pass. I kind of just rolled in the throttle a little bit. I stalled it up a tiny bit, but not very much. And it spun like quite a bit. The first one, probably 100 feet on the first pass. And it ran like I said, I think it was a 12, I'll look back at the pass, but I think it was like 1260 or something like that at 123 mile an hour. The second pass, we let a little bit of air on the tires. I didn't have a gauge, so I don't want to let too much, but I think it's still in the 20s because I think I set them to 25 before I left here. So did that, and it just destroyed the tires for 2 gears with these 28 10.5 Mickey Thompsons on there. I actually heated up the tires a little bit first too, so gonna have to do something to solve that problem. But it ran what did it run that fast? 1288 at like 115, I think it was, or 114.
1267.
Yeah, so 1267 and 1288, and I mean 123 mile an hour is a 10-second pass with traction. So the second time it felt like it hooked up for a second, and then it was like had so much bang, like when it hit, it was like it kind of like went, and then it felt like it just started destroying the tires. So maybe it went like 10 feet and then just blitzed the tires for 2 gears. So considering that with a passenger and everything, there's lots of room. I didn't want to keep screwing around because open headers and I don't need a ticket. And I wasn't really planning on that for this video, but man, that was fun. I was trying to record it, but it's so loud in there. We had earplugs in and it's still just blistering your ears. So if I could get some exhaust on this thing, I would go run it around and actually play around with it. And it bogs like a little bit off the hit. So that means there's like a lot of room left in it to actually make some improvements here. So this is with 342 gears and 28-inch tall tires. So I don't know, like the other rear end that I have has freaking 430 gears in it. So that's not going to work without some sort of better solution for traction here. So I know these slicks are a little bit older or whatever. Maybe some new ones would help that. But I mean, I've never ever had this car ever spin slicks ever. Like, just didn't have enough power, I guess. So I guess we found the missing power there. So that makes me super happy. Yeah, what else did we find there? That was pretty much it. I haven't played with timing. I haven't done anything else to it. So I'll probably end up having to, yeah. I do have one spare exhaust gasket because it came with a set, and I think I used one for something else. So I have another Felpro one kicking around there, so I'll probably put that on there. But yeah, so I mean that obviously where it was all the power was missing, so really just a matter of dialing it in and stuff. But 123 mile an hour is crazy. Like, and I could tell as soon as we left, and it actually hooked a little bit there. And so what happened the first pass was my son was recording there, and he thought we hit the quarter mile, and we only hit 1,000 feet. That's why it was a 12-second pass there, because I let off like at 1,000 feet. And we coasted for the rest of it, right? So that's why it was like still quite a bit of mile an hour. I didn't get on the brakes. I just let off the gas because I didn't want to keep wide open there. So yeah, so that's what happened there. So I think that's probably going to do it for this video. I don't have a whole bunch that I've really done this week on this, but this isn't the direction I was planning on sending this video here, but that was kind of fun, and I'm glad we figured that out. So super simple thing, and I'm kind of wondering now how long it's been like that for, so that was pretty stupid. So there you go. And that's funny because I think about it all the time, like make sure to check wide open throttle to make sure when you press it that it's wide open throttle. And I just hadn't done it until today. And then when I checked it today, because I was like, well, I'm obviously looking for missing power. So that from numbers it ran and the numbers that ran there to here, it was like 100, just under 110 mile an hour. Okay, I think called it 110. So, and that was in terrible air. So, I mean, that's picking up like 130 horsepower. So, yeah. So anyways, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, share me around on social media, Cruising with Kevin on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Thanks for watching again, guys.